Hi, this is Phil speaking, and I'd like to welcome you to week one of a five-week network skills training program. So over the next 5 weeks, we're going to be sharing all the basics with you, the basics of our business, how to use those basics to get started and get success in your business. And over the next 5 weeks, these are the topics that we're going to be covering. We're going to talk about getting ready for success, understanding team marketing, your business story. We're going to talk about how you can create your business story, so when you're talking to people about what you do, this is the story that you're going to be telling them. Just a very short story about why you came into the business, what you want from it, and what's actually happening. Same with the products. We've all got our favorite products and product stories. It might be an experience that you personally have had, or somebody in your family had, but it's your story, and this is something that you can share with people on an ongoing basis when you're talking about the products. Your vision, your dreams and your goals, that's really important. We're going to discuss that in detail. What to say to people, when you're talking about the products and you're talking about the opportunity, what to say to people, and keep it simple, keep it duplicatable. And we're also going to discuss handling objections. We all get objections. There's a very simple way of dealing with those objections. So doing a great one-to-one. So one-to-one is where you sit down with somebody and either with a presenter or a laptop or just a piece of paper, and you can on a one-to-one basis you can discuss the opportunity and tell them about the company and what you're doing. So we're going to talk about that. Sending information and doing the follow-up. So the information that you send out to people, let's say that you speak to somebody and they want to know what it's all about, then this is the information that you're going to be sending them, and then how to do the follow-up, and most importantly when to do the follow-up. Building your pipeline, we're going to talk about that. So your pipeline are prospects for either the products or the business. So it's very important for you to constantly develop that pipeline and speak to the people in it. So building a supervisor to manage a business. So you start off in this business as an assistant supervisor, and once you've set your goals to get to the manager, you need to move through the supervisor position, the assistant manager position, and then become a manager. And manager's the place to be. That's got to be your priority goal. So we're going to talk about that. The planning system that we have in place to help people get started, and how to be effective with that. We're going to talk about the products and why Forever Living products are so successful in the marketplace. We're going to talk about the methods of retailing. There are lots of different ways that you can expose people to the products in order to develop your 20 to 30 regular customers. And then how to look after those customers. In other words, give those customers customer care. We're going to talk about volume mapping, and that's basically developing your business and how to plan each month with the members of your team, and we call that volume mapping. So we're going to talk about that. Becoming a leader, that's really important. Leadership is basically leading by example, and as soon as you sponsor one person into your team, you are the leader of that team. So you need to set a good example. In this business, people do what you do, not what you say. So if you want somebody to do something, then if you do it yourself, get the success that they're looking for, and they will copy. We're going to talk about actions, expectations and results. So you need to expect certain results in this business, but in order to get those results, then you need to take certain actions, and certain actions produce certain results. And it doesn't happen by itself. You have to have that expectation that if you do certain things to the best of your ability, then you're definitely going to get certain results. We're going to talk about a 3-year vision. So this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Having said that, there are lots of people that have developed 6-figure incomes within their first 12 months of starting in this business. So I suppose that's pretty quick, and it's way above average as far as income is concerned. But for you personally, we're going to talk about your 3-year vision. Now, we're going to be committed to supporting you, and we like to use the terminology proportional commitment. In other words, that we will commit to support you as much as you want to commit to develop your business. So we will match your commitment in the support that we give you so that we can develop the business or develop your business together. So our commitment to you is to give you 5 weeks of focused training. So that's this network skills training. This is week 1 of those 5 weeks. In addition to that, there's going to be lots of other trainings that we're going to be doing on a one-to-one basis, working together. We're going to be sharing our experiences with you. So in order for you to get the results that we got, you need to do what we did. So we're going to be sharing all of that with you. We're never going to ask you to do anything that we don't do ourselves. Again, this is all about leadership and leading by example. And, we can't expect you to do what we don't do. So everything in this training is stuff that we personally do ourselves and have done ever since we started in the business. We're going to be committing to give you regular inspirational input. So that's going to come in many forms, by working together, by talking, by supplying you with information. So we're going to totally commit to that. We're also going to give you a safe environment to practice and learn. This is a very simple business, and it's important to keep it simple, but it's also very safe. There are no risks to this business, and there is no pressure. The only pressure is the pressure that you put on yourself. When you set your goals, it's your goals. It's not us telling you what to do. Our job is to help you get the success that you're looking for. There's going to be plenty of recognition and prizes. So we will actually introduce some incentives that will inspire you to want to achieve. And basically what that's going to do is make the business fun. If you're not having fun building this business, then you're just not doing it right. So at the bottom there, it says that you cannot fail in this business. You can only learn. And you learn obviously by making mistakes, and we all made mistakes when we first started, and we still make mistakes today. And Rosytha and I have been in this business over 20 years, so we're not perfect, but we've done all the things that were necessary to get the success that we were looking for. And if you do those things, you just absolutely 100% cannot fail. So we're looking for commitment to you. Remember, proportional commitment. And so what we want you to do is have 5 weeks focus on this 5-week training. So take on board everything that we're going to be talking about and take action on those things as well. To be positive and enthusiastic. Now here's the thing, when you're talking to people about the products and about the opportunity, then for those people to be interested, you need to be interesting. Okay, so it helps to be enthusiastic, not over the top, but be positive, about what you're doing, about the products, and what's happening on a daily basis around you. So we want you to be positive and enthusiastic. We want you to practice and do, and just keep practicing. So you can't expect to just read something or be told something and then just go out and do it and be an expert. The only way you become an expert is by practicing, and the more you practice, the better you're going to be. So when you're making phone calls, for instance, then the more you do that, the better you're going to get. So it's very important to practice and do, and just keep doing that. We want you to exit your comfort zone, and we've all got comfort zones, and getting out of those comfort zones means that you're probably doing something that you're uncomfortable with. And when you get started in this business, there's going to be some things that you're uncomfortable doing, but it's necessary for you to do those things in order to get the success that you're looking for. So we want you to commit to getting out of your comfort zone and doing whatever's necessary to get the success that you're serious about. We want you to subscribe to the Forever Knowledge website. This is the company support website for forever business owners, but by subscribing to that, it will allow you to have included in that subscription are the websites that you need for sharing information about the products and the opportunity to people. We want you to embrace change and new ideas. Our business turns traditional business completely upside down, so there are lots of ideas and new ideas that you need to embrace, and we want you to do that because it's going to help you get the success. Commit to practice and taking action, and you need to take action on a daily basis. Don't just say, well, I'm going to do my business just on a Saturday morning. You need to do something every day in order to move closer to the success that you're looking for. And to be the best that you can be, don't just give it a go. You need to absorb all the information over and over again. You need to practice. You need to get good. Be a professional, so that when you're talking to people, it just comes out naturally. There's no sort of heavy sales pitch or anything. It's just that you're purely excited about what you're doing. You're getting success because you're taking the necessary action, and by constantly taking that action, then you're going to get good, and you're going to get better and better. Jim Rohn, one of our favourite authors and speakers, and he says, could, should, won't, can't equals disaster. So you don't ever want to use those words, and don't ever think those things. We're going to be talking about the positive words that you're going to be using and absorbing as well. Okay, so week one. So in this training, we're going to talk about the concept cycle, understanding team marketing, learning to communicate. That's with the people that are prospects of your business, but also communicating with your upline and your sponsor. We're going to be developing your product story, your business story, and setting some goals, talking about your dreams and ambitions. So starting off with the concept cycle and developing the right mindset. So now this is the very beginning, really, where you need to be consistent in what you're doing, and on a monthly basis you need to be consistent in achieving 4 case credits, a minimum of 4 case credits per month. And you simply do that by using the products, creating your customer base, and sponsoring or recruiting people into your team. And the target is not 4 case credits. We want that to be the minimum. What we tend to do is target 6 or 7 case credits, and if you don't achieve that target, and perhaps you have not such a good month, but you still do your 4, and it's important that you do your 4 case credits and get into the habit of at least doing 4 case credits every month, because that's the qualification for you to get paid on your team. Okay, attend the trainings and events. There's lots of trainings and events going on all over the country on a monthly basis, and we want you to plan for those and lock into them, and you can mix with successful people in the business that are also at those events. And also we're going to be having lots of online events as well that you can plug into. So you need to be consistent in that, and you also need to be persistent as well. So just keep doing those things. Prioritize your activities and have a balance between retail and recruitment. Okay, it's really important for you to have a balance in your business, and your target is to develop 20 to 30 regular customers. So allocate enough time on a daily basis to do that. But also what we're looking to do is to recruit people into your team for you to sponsor people and help them to sponsor people. So the majority of our time, our working time, is going to be taken up by the team building and the team supporting. That takes a lot more time than selling the products. Once you've created your customer base, you can just look after it. You don't need really to expand it, although that will happen by itself. Most of the time to start, starting in the business, maybe day one, probably 80% of your time is going to be or your working time is going to be taken up by the recruiting and supporting side, the team building, and 20% of your work time is going to be taken up by developing those customers and looking after them. That's a pretty average breakdown between retail and recruitment. A bit later on, by the time you've got all the customers you need, then it's going to be about 95% of your time in recruitment and supporting the team that you recruit and working with the people in your team to help them recruit. 95% of your working time is taken up doing that. That's after you've developed your 20 to 30 regular customers, and 5% of your work time just looking after those customers and giving them customer care, so that they repeat their orders every 3 to 4 weeks, so you get regular repeat business. Be persistent, never give up, and you're going to go through ups and downs, but just keep doing what you need to do, get better at it, and don't ever give up. Sometimes you're going to get some disappointments that there might be somebody that you're wanting to talk to about the business, and you think they would be absolutely fantastic at it. They're going to be a manager or a diamond in your business, and then when you talk to them, they're not really interested, or the timing isn't right for them, and it knocks you back. It's you feel a bit upset, if you like, about the fact that they didn't join your team or want to jump at it right away. But at the end of the day, you have to think about timing. It's the timing has got to be right for them. So when you talk to people, first of all, they need to be interested, and then the timing, if they're going to move forward with the business, then the timing needs to be right for them. So it might be that you talk to someone that's interested, but the timing's not right. So you need to keep them in the pipeline, keep in contact with them from time to time until the timing is right. So you will have some ups and downs, but the successes will make you forget the downs that you're going to have. What's most important is that you sponsor enough people into your team and work with those people, and then you won't think about the people that said no to you. And constantly focus on your goal persistently every day. Have it written down, have it in front of you, and when you're making phone calls, when you're doing presentations, when you're talking to people, the reason you're talking to those people is because you want to achieve your goal, and then you want to help them to achieve their goals. And the more people you can help, then the more success you're going to have. You can only have success in this business by helping other people. Okay, really important. Have a sense of urgency. This is where the expectations come in, really. and lead by example. Remember that the people that come into your team are going to do what you do, not what you say. So the follow-up is where this comes in. So when you're you might have spoken to somebody about the opportunity, and you're going to send them out some information to have a look at. Don't ever send out information and then say to them, well, look, get back to me when you're ready, when you've had a look at it, and don't, always leave an appointment with an appointment. So if you send out some information, you can say to them, look, okay, I'm going to send you some information today, so can we speak tomorrow, day after at the latest, just to get some feedback and to follow up. So what's better for you, tomorrow or the day after, and book the appointment. Okay, so have a sense of urgency. Let people see that you're busy, because that's gonna get them excited when they see something happening and you're just making it happen. You're not just letting it happen by itself. You have to be persistent, but you have to have that sense of urgency as well. And most importantly, obviously, to have the right attitude, and embrace that change. Have your vision. So everything you're doing is because you've got that vision, and what you're doing is moving you closer to achieving that goal, that vision. And yes, we have to pay the price. There are certain things that we have to give up in order to give us the time to get the success that you're looking for in this business. Things like not watching so much television, for instance. Do some training, do some phone calls, do something every day to move you one step closer to your vision. And the whole motivation that will move you forward in this business is going to be your why, your reason for doing this business. And we're going to build that into your story. And that's something that you'll discuss with your sponsor. Why did you come into this business? What do you want from it? And when you get the success that you're looking for, what would that mean to you and your family, to your life? That's your personal reason for getting success. It might be because you want to sack the boss and get out of the 40-year plan, as we call it, where you work for 40 years and at the end of 40 years retire on something called a pension, which is a percentage of the income that you couldn't survive on for the 40 years when you were working. Maybe you just don't want to settle for that. You want financial freedom. It might be that your why is that you are in a job, or you were in a job where you were working a lot of hours, spending a lot of time away from home, and okay, the income was good, but your lifestyle really and your work-life balance is terrible. So it might be that what you want is the same level of income, if not more, but have a work-life balance and have a lifestyle and time with the family. Whatever your why is, that's going to be your motivation to move forward in this business. Okay, let's talk about understanding team marketing and what it is. First of all, you have to understand that what you're into now is a global opportunity. Forever Living operates in excess of 158 countries around the world, and purely by you registering in your home country gives you the opportunity to develop business in any or all of the 158 countries that we operate in. And there are no restrictions in this business, so there are no territories. You're not going to step on anybody else's toes. You can develop your business locally, nationally, and internationally. So you have to think about that when you're developing your list and your contact list and who you're going to talk to about the business. We have global travel incentives on a annual basis. You can qualify for the World Rally, and these are all expenses paid trips for 2 people, 5-star, fully paid for by the company. You can qualify for that, and just purely by doing what we're going to be talking about in these trainings will help you to qualify for these incentives. Global profit share. So the chairman of the company, Rex Morn, takes a percentage of the company turnover, puts it into a pot, and purely by doing a certain amount of case credits with your team over a 12-month period can qualify you to have access to a share of those profits. And that's all part of the team marketing process. We want you to think about, who do you know overseas, not just local. When you're building your business, we have the same setup, the same opportunity, the same support in all the countries around the world as there is available in your home country. So we can help you to build your team all over the world. And you can see what's going on with your business around the world purely by going into your website, using the foreverliving.com website, and clicking onto your business, and simply because you've logged in, then everything that's going on, all the orders, all the people that are coming into your team all over the world is going to be on that website, so that you can see who's there and what they're doing. And just remember that our business is based on the principle of a lot of people doing a little bit each. So this is a network marketing business, not a retail marketing business. We do retail products, but we do that through the network. So for instance, let's say if you wanted to earn the equivalent of £3,000 per month in this business, if you were to earn that by yourself, let's say you didn't have a team and you wanted to earn £3,000 a month, in order for you to do that by yourself, you'd probably have to go out and sell £9,000 worth of products every month. Now that would be pretty difficult, and it certainly would be difficult to maintain on a monthly basis. But team marketing is you developing a team and you developing 20 to 30 regular customers. With our help and support, we will show you how to do that. And as you develop your team, teach everybody in your team how to develop 20 to 30 regular customers. So by the time, let's say you've got 30 people in your team and they're all developing their 20 to 30 regular customers, then that's going to be the turnover of your business, and that's what you get paid on. So it's far simpler and more duplicatable for you to develop a team, teach your team how to do what you're doing, and the company is going to pay you on the results of what your team does. That's what team marketing is. So let's talk about the benefits of team marketing compared to traditional business. Okay, so in team marketing, you're self-employed. Okay, so there are some fantastic tax benefits for being self-employed compared to being employed, being an employee. So when you're self-employed, you've got total control of your time and also more control over how much you earn. When you're employed, you're told how many hours to work, when to work those hours, when you can have your holidays, and how much you're going to get paid at the end of the week or the month. And you don't have a lot of control over that. So in team marketing, your income is unlimited. You decide how much you want to earn. So when somebody starts off in our business, one of the first questions we ask them is, how much money do you want to earn? Where do you want to be in 6 months' time, in 12 months' time? What do you want to be earning per month in this business in 6 months' time, in 12 months' time, in 5 years' time? And then what we do is we create a business plan to help you to achieve that particular income. So the plan is based on the expectation of the income that you're looking for. If you want to increase your income, all you need to do is get a new person into your business, help them to get to the manager position, that's going to give you a £15,000 a year pay rise. So if you just keep doing that every year, you can have £15,000 a year pay rise. Now, compare that to traditional business where you're employed, you've got a salary, and every year you'll get a 4% increase in your salary in line with inflation. Well, actually, it's not normally in line, it's normally behind inflation. Not very exciting. So, there's lots of advantages in being self-employed and team marketing. More security long term. In this business, you cannot go bust. There's absolutely no risk. Nobody can take it away from you, and you can develop a royalty income that you can retire on. And compare that to having a job where it's quite possible that you can be made redundant. There are lots of people that have been made redundant several times, not just once. That's just totally out of your control because you're not the boss. You're employed, you're an employee. So promotion on merit, there's lots of incentives and lots of recognition in team marketing. And you can plan to move up the marketing plan, starting off as an assistant supervisor, and you can say, well, okay, over the next 2 months, I'm going to get promoted. I'm going to build my business and get promoted to the supervisor level, and then 2 months after that, I'm going to get another promotion to the assistant manager level, and then a month after that, I'm going to get another promotion to the manager level, and then after that, you've got senior manager, soaring manager, sapphire manager, diamond manager. There are no ceilings. You can take your business to the level that you want to reach. And compare that to traditional jobs. Sometimes you can only get promotion if somebody leaves. There are ceilings. You're not always paid what the job's worth. You're not always paid what you're worth. You're paid what the job's worth. Totally different. So in our business, you can create that royalty income, and the royalty income is created by, first of all, you getting to the manager position, and then teaching people in your team how to get to the manager position as well. And that's going to create a royalty income, which can be very, very substantial. The more people you help to get to the manager position, the bigger your royalty income is going to be. And there's no limit to the amount of managers that you can create. Now compare that to a pension. So pension basically happens normally after you've been working for 40 years. So during that 40 years, you might not have 100% enjoyed the job that you were doing. You just did it because you had to pay the mortgage, but you didn't really love the job. And the income that you got from it, you felt during that time that you were worth more than what they were paying you. And then at the end of the 40 years, you retire on the pension. And the pension is normally a percentage of the income that you had when you were working. And when you were working, you didn't feel that you were earning to your full potential. So the pension then becomes a smaller percentage of what you earned before. Whereas the royalty income is 100% of the income that you're on. So, you can develop a royalty income in this business, and then in 5 years' time or 10 years' time or whenever you want to, most people don't retire, to be honest. They semi-retire. They take a step back and still enjoy the social side of our business, and they still access the royalty income that they develop by developing the leaders, the managers in their business. In team marketing, you get lots of help and support. So why would you get that help and support? It's because your sponsor benefits from your success. The more successful you are, the better off your sponsor is. And so obviously you want the people in your team to be as successful as you can help them to be. The more successful they are, the better off you are. The more people you can help, the better off you are. And in traditional business, if you're employed, there's lots of politics. You keep looking over your shoulder because somebody wants to take your job, and your boss. Let's say that you're working under a manager, and your manager's not going to teach you everything that they know because you might take their job. So they're just going to teach you enough to keep you in your place, and that's what happens normally happens in employed situations. We have plenty of incentives, and that makes the business fun, but also there are lots of cash incentives, like with the profit share, the chairman's bonus, which is an annual profit share payment, starting at maybe a couple of $1,000, and the top checks are over $1 million, and that's just a bonus on top of the income that you're already earning. So when you're employed, there's very limited perks, if there are any perks at all. Perhaps a Christmas bonus, which probably doesn't amount to an awful lot, so huge difference between team marketing and being employed. Multiplication of time. Now this is really important. This is the power of team marketing. So let's say that you're working 10 hours a week to develop your business. You might be starting on a part-time basis and you're working 10 hours a week. And as you develop your team, each person in your team, as an example, might be doing 10 hours a week as well. So let's say that you build a team of 10 people. So there's you and 10 people all doing 10 hours a week. That's 110 hours in your business every week. And that's what you're getting paid on. But you're only doing 10 yourself, but your team is doing 110. 10 people doing 10 plus you. So when you're employed, then what you're doing is exchanging time for money. So if you work for 10 hours, you get paid for 10 hours. Okay, and you don't get paid on any of the associates around you. You just get paid on what you personally do. In team marketing, you could have 100 people in your team doing 10 hours a week. You're going to get paid on that. You could have 1,000 people in your team working 10 hours a week, and what if they were doing 20 hours a week? The multiplication of the time is the power of our business. And so in our business, you can work on a 2 to 5 year plan to retire or semi-retire, compared to the 40-year plan to retirement in when you're employed. So lots of differences there between team marketing and traditional employment. Okay, so let's get started and talk about the power of communication. Okay, what we want you to do now is start developing your story and start communicating with people out there, your prospects and your team, and say hello to people, introduce yourself, and your story really is this is your business story now. It's really quite simple. You just need to obviously introduce yourself, so that's your name, your background, what did you do before you started this business, where did you come from, and what was your reason for starting this business. It might be because you wanted to be your own boss, you wanted to be in control, and so we're going to help you to develop your story so that you're only spending less than a minute, if you like, to tell people that story, but it just gives them an idea as to why you're so excited and building your own business and having fun, and what you're looking forward to, your reason for doing this. It's this is something that it took me a long time to learn. Actually, it was Rosytha that taught me how to do this, and that's learning to ask questions and listen. The key word there is to listen. Okay, listen more than you talk, because what you're doing is you're learning about the people, and when you learn about people, then you can begin to understand, you know, what their challenges are, what's going on in their life, and what you can hopefully do is provide them with the solution to help them to overcome those challenges. But if you're doing all the talking and you're not listening, then you haven't got a clue, you know, what their challenges are and what's going on in their life and how to offer them the incentive. So, you know, by doing this, it's going to make you a much, much better prospector. The more you listen, the more you'll learn, the more solutions you can offer, the bigger the team. And the same with the, you know, your product story. We're going to, you need to develop your own product story. Talk about the products that you use, your favorite product. You know, whether it's the drinking aloe vera gel or one of the creams, one of the supplements, whatever the product is. Then focus on that product and say, well, you know, this is my favorite product, and the reason for that being my favorite product is because I used it. And you know, to give you an example, the aloe vera gel, the drink, is our favorite product. You know, before we actually came into this business, Rosytha suffered with irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, and she had that for about 8.5 years, really bad stomach cramps. She had to be careful what she ate. She went to the doctor. The doctor didn't really help much, just prescribed fiber gel, which tasted horrible and didn't work anyway. And then a friend of ours came along one day and suggested to Rosytha that she tried the aloe vera gel, the drink. Just take a couple of fluid ounces on a daily basis. He said that you know, there's a money back guarantee, so save the empties. If it doesn't work, then you can give back the empties and get a refund. It's natural, can't do any harm, no known side effects. What have you got to lose? So she thought, well, no, I've got nothing to lose. I don't believe it will work because I've tried everything over the last 8.5 years. But she started drinking it on a daily basis, and you know, within a couple of weeks, I noticed that she wasn't complaining of stomach cramps so much. And to cut a long story short, within 6 weeks, the IBS that she'd had for 8.5 years was totally under control. And so therefore, now it didn't cure her. What it did is it alleviated the symptoms, and it helped her body to help itself. And as long as she kept drinking the aloe vera on a daily basis, the IBS stays away. So she's been drinking it every day since then, and of course it's done a lot of other things as well. It boosts the immune system so we don't pick up the viruses that everybody else gets, and that's our favourite product. And the reason it is our favourite product is because of Rosytha's IBS, and that brought us into the business. We thought if the rest of the products are that good, then we can recommend these products to other people. And you know, if you've got a good product and you're confident and excited about what the product is and what it does, that's half the battle, you know. So as it says there, facts tell and stories sell. Okay, it's your story that's going to sell the product, your enthusiasm. Okay, so learning to communicate this information then. First of all, you need to create your own business story, starting with your name, what your background is, you know, what you liked or disliked about your life before, you know, because let's face it, if you were 100% happy with what you were doing and what you were getting from what you were doing, then you wouldn't be looking for something else. So what was it that, you know, was it the fact that you felt you were worth more than you were being paid? Was it the fact that you were not getting the recognition for what you were doing? Was it the fact that you were working far too many hours spending a lot of time away from home, missing out on the family, whatever it was that you disliked about what you were doing before. And then, you know, why you're developing your forever business. Obviously, you want to make changes in your life. You want to move towards your vision. You know, what is your why for developing your business, and what's happening? You know, what's it doing? So this is where you can say, well, I've been in the business for a couple of months or a couple of years or whatever, you know, this is what this business is giving me, the results, in other words, because that's the thing that's going to motivate people more than anything. So you can hand out information about the business. You can, you know, people can look at presentations, they can look at opportunity videos, but the thing that's going to grab them more than anything is listening to you and the music that's coming from what you're saying and what your experience is, because, you know, they're going to think, well, actually, I'm just as good as you. You know, if I can do what you're doing, because you know, and I want the results that you're getting. So that is all built around your story. So your business story, you know, you need to use good words in your business story. Words like exciting, inspiring, open-minded, great possibilities, fantastic, amazing, astonishing, dynamic company, impressive track record. There's not a lot of companies that have that. Security, visionary, and so develop some, not all of them, don't go over the top, but you know, make it positive, make it fun, make it exciting, and most importantly, make it personal to you. Okay. So some poor words that you mustn't use on an ongoing basis are words like could, might, think, hopefully, maybe one day. You know, and these are words that are not very inspiring, so you wouldn't use them in your story. So you need to craft your story, put it together, keep it short, keep it to the point, make it exciting, and make it inspiring to other people. Okay, but it's got to be personal to you. Okay, so your goals. So let's start to talk about your goals. And you know, why do you need to set goals? Well, it's really important because, you know, if you don't set goals, then you don't have a vision. And a goal is really a dream with a time scale added to it. So we can all have dreams, but if we don't have a time scale, if we don't have a deadline, if we don't have a goal written down to achieve that, then it's not a goal, it's just a dream. And so the goal creates the commitment, you know, for you to take action in order to achieve the goal. And make your goal emotional, something that you can get excited about and visualize, you know, just what would it mean for you to achieve that goal? What would it mean to you? What would it mean to your family? And it's quite interesting that way back in 1953, Yale University, there was a class there, and they were asked to write down their goals, and only 3% of the class actually did. So 97% of that class didn't write down the goals, but 3% did. And 20 years later, at a reunion that they had, the 3% that wrote down their goals had all outperformed the other 97% added together. Okay, that's a true story, and you know, it's the power of goals. You have to have a vision, you have to have a goal. And you need to commit to your goals, create a dream book, you know, just get in touch, you know, you need to be able to see your goals, to see what the outcome's going to be, put it into a dream book so that you can look at it on a daily basis, and that's going to motivate you, and you can show that to other people. You know, when you've developed your story, you're talking to other people about your business, you're giving them some information, and say, well, look, have a look at my dream book. You know, this is why I'm doing this business. This is what I want to achieve. And you know, if you can't see it, then you can't focus on it. So you need to be in touch with what your goal is and what your vision is, and most importantly, how you're going to get there. You're going to get there by taking on board everything that we're going to be talking about over this 5-week network skills training. So there's going to be lots of challenges along the way, but make your goal a challenging goal, something that's going to stretch you, something that is achievable, obviously, but it means that you're going to get out of your comfort zone, you're going to stretch yourself, and you know, don't hold back on your words when you're creating that vision and your goal. And something that's really important, you know, don't overstate with your goal. Set yourself a goal that you can achieve, and then once you've achieved that, set another goal based on the fact that you achieved the other one, and you're just going to keep on doing what you've been doing in order to experience and succeed in a much higher goal. And you know, focus on the things that you want, the things that make you feel good. Really stretch yourself. We're going to be working together on this, so you know, at the end of the day, it's team marketing. It's not you working by yourself. You need to prioritize, and you know, prioritize on your important goals. So there's probably lots of different goals that you want to achieve, but prioritize those goals, and then make sure that together we're actually doing the action, taking the action and doing the activities that's going to move you one step closer towards that goal. And you need to break down that activity to a daily activity. You know, how many people do you need to speak to about the opportunity? How many people do you need to speak to about being customers? Excuse me. So, you know, to give you an example, if we talk to 3 people about the opportunity, we can pretty much rely on the fact that one of those 3 are going to be really interested. We might not know which one of the 3, but we know that one is. So if we want to get one person interested, we have to talk to 3 people. And if we've got 3 people interested, we can pretty much rely on the fact that one of those 3 is going to come into the team, is going to come on board, but we might not know which one. Okay, so you can break down how many people you need to talk to in order to get one person to come into your team, for instance. You know, that's really, really important. How many people do you need in your team in order to achieve a certain income level? And a really good example about that is that if you've got 30 active team members, so active means that they're doing at least 4 case credits a month in personal business, then your income from that small team is going to be in excess of £3,000 a month. Okay, so now that £3,000 a month now can be achieved on a part-time basis, and it's above average income for full-time employment in a job in the UK. So, and also you need to prioritise your time to attend trainings and online trainings. What trainings do I need to go to? maximum bonuses really on the team that you develop. And we have we work on a 5-month plan to the manager position, and typically these are the case credits that you would be looking to achieve over that 5-month period. So month 1, 6 case credits, so that's you using retailing some products, maybe sponsoring 1 or 2 people into your team and achieving 6 case credits. And then in month 2, working with the 2 people that you sponsor to help them do what you did, and you carry on doing the same thing, and your case credits bump up to 19 in the second month. So add those 2 months together, that's 25 case credits, and you now become a supervisor, so you get pay rise and you start to get paid bonuses on the performance of your team. So just keep doing what you've been doing, and month 3 your target is 30 case credits, so simply by you maintaining, if you like, your 6 case credits by using the products, building your retail customer base, and recruiting and sponsoring people into your team, and then the people that are already in your team, working with those people, helping them to do the same, so your case credits are going to go up to 30. Excuse me. And then month 4, your target is 50, and you become an assistant manager because you've exceeded 75 case credits over that 2-month period. And then just keep on doing that, and you'll find that the momentum that you've created is going to take you to 70 or more case credits in month 5. So that means you achieve the 120 case credits over the 2-month period. And basically what you've got now is 15 or more people in your team doing 4 case credits a month to give you the 120 case credits over the 2-month period. So if you apply this process to all your goals and dreams, this is the 5-month plan, and think about this, when people come into your business and they see that you're having fun, you're achieving those case credits, your business is growing, and you got to the manager over 5 months and you were talking to somebody about this opportunity, and they say to you, so what's your story then? You can tell them why you came into the business, what it's given you, what's happened to you over the past 5 months, you've become a manager, and they're going to look at you and think, well actually if you can do it, I can do it. That's the thing that's going to sell this business more than any other information that you can give them. The other information is important. What's most important is you setting an example and them saying, you're having fun, I want what you've got, so I can do it as well. It's very, very important for you to have that emotional attachment to your goals and your dreams. Just stay focused on what it would mean to you to actually achieve those dreams. And if you didn't achieve those goals and dreams, what would happen? What would be the consequence of you not achieving those? It means a stake and drop in your profitability. It means that you're going to be on that 40-year plan. It means that you're probably going to be paid less than you were. Those are the consequences of you not achieving those goals. And what would be your emotional attachment as to why it's important for you to achieve those goals and dreams? Focus on working towards that on a daily basis. What are you prepared to do? And have that attitude that you will not be denied. You're going to do whatever it takes. And what it takes is for you to use the product to develop a small customer base, 20 to 30 local customers, develop a team, and then teach the people in your team to do what you're doing. And that will give you financial freedom. Okay, so this is week 1, and what we're going to do now is give you some homework. what you need to do is you need to work on your story and then share that story with your sponsor. We would personally love to have a copy of your story, so send it to us. So you need to work on your business story and your product story. Okay. Most importantly, have it done by this time next week. Okay. Do it straight away. Work on your goal book and what your goals are. Where do you want to be in 3 months, in 6 months, in 12 months, and what's your 3-year vision? Start working on that. Develop your dream book. We want you to do your 100 plus name list. So this is where you put down on paper all the people that you know of, and then once you've done that, you can decide on who you're going to expose the products to, who you're going to expose the opportunity to, or both. And there might be some people on your list that you don't want to talk to about either, and that's absolutely fine. But it's important to write everybody down. And this is just the very beginning. I mean, Rosytha and I have been in this business for over 20 years, and we're still adding people to meet to our list all the time. So this is just the beginning. It's important to start at the beginning, do the basics, and let's start getting results from some of the people on your know list, so that you can show people who come into your business so we want you by this time next week to have subscribed to the knowledge, so that you've got your websites up and running, and you also